Today, I want to talk about the importance of optimizing your practice for enjoyment and pride and feeling hopeful and feeling capable. A secondary benefit of this exercise that I'm going to show you will be that you will progress. You'll transform in your playing because you'll shift your awareness. It's really important to start this process by focusing on our inner space, our inner attitude of prioritizing enjoyment. So often we are focused on trying to get to some level, trying to reach some level of skill, and it's so jumbled up and overwhelming. So I really hope that this exercise will help you. If you have 10 minutes, that's all you need. I'm going to give you a couple options. I want you to do an improvisation over an elemental form. The purpose of playing over an elemental form is not to improvise like a finished piece. The purpose is for you to change your awareness. So I'll give you an example of one of these elemental forms. I teach many of these elemental forms, and I teach how you can create these elemental forms through private lessons and through my Zoom group lessons. But we're just going to do maybe one or two of them today. You can simply play recurring half notes, recurring long notes in either a major key, like the key of D major, the key of G major, or even playing chromatic tones. You just play back and forth. I'll even give you an example. I'll play out of the 12-tone chromatic scale, just half notes like this. Just recurring long tones. You can keep them somewhat rhythmic and somewhat in a pulse. It can be slower than that, or they can be faster than that. But when you do this exercise, I want you to be able to relax. So it should be slow enough and easy enough that you can relax. And I want you to record yourself. When you listen back to the recording, it's really important that you just listen for simple things and specific things. So for example, vibrato or sound quality, the tone quality that you're getting. It might be your intonation. It might be articulation, like the connection between the bow, the connection between the notes. So you listen back after you do about 1 minute or 2 minutes of this improvisation over elemental forms, and you notice things. And then based on the things that you notice, you go back and you do the same thing again. What you're going to see is a big difference that occurs. There's going to be realizations that happen, and you're going to be able to affect some kind of change on those things that's going to really make you notice new things about your sound that you didn't even notice before. It's really powerful. What I find when I go through this process over and over is that it gives me a lot of hope and positive energy around my practice because I see that I'm capable of making changes. I see that I'm capable of noticing something and then changing that thing if I want to change it. So I want to lead you through a variation of this exercise with my loop pedal here, just in case you want it. So I've got this loop, which is based on the key of D major, and we'll just give you a tuning note for it just so you can hear where the center is. So there's your A. Okay, I'll do whole notes to start. So recurring whole notes, any note from D major, so you can really hear how this works, right? So etc., etc. And you can take a second now if you want, or you can bookmark this for later. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this loop on for you so that you can try it in this context if you like. Just long notes. It's really important that you record yourself. The exercise is great to do even if you don't record yourself. You can get a lot out of improvising over these long notes and just moving your attention back and forth. And a lot of my play along videos and in my Zoom classes, in my private lessons, I guide people into this process so you can get the most of it. Okay, record yourself and listen back after about a minute. So you can play, like I said, just long notes. Maybe it's whole notes, maybe it's half notes, but try to stay within a structure. right? If you set out to do whole notes, try to stay in that whole note structure. Resist the urge to just be free with it for now, just for this variation, okay? 2, 3, go. And let's wrap it. So that was about a minute. You could do a little more if you wanted. Again, you could do it without the loop, chromatic, and there's a lot of other variations on my YouTube channel. I've got many play-alongs where we do different variations of this. But what I want you to do is listen to your recording, and just write down a couple simple things, but specific things. Intonation, vibrato, sound quality, articulation, those are some, but you might want to think of other ideas that you want to listen for. Make them specific and make them simple things, right? Not worrying about the composition of your performance, of what you played, right? Just listen back, notice some of those things. Maybe you'll notice sometimes I notice in my playing, sometimes I'm flat. And so I take that awareness, I say, okay, let me go back and do the same thing again. You go back and record yourself again and say, can I adjust based on that thing that I noticed? Again, I think it's so important that we cultivate enjoyment, pride in what we're doing, a feeling of enjoying playing, a feeling of positivity, a feeling of optimism about our musicianship. And I think that a result that will come from this shift in your awareness and this shift in your approach is that you will actually progress faster in areas or domains where you want to progress. There are always going to be certain things technically that may be out of our reach. And it may take longer for some of those things to come into our playing because that type of ability, technical ability, is just infinite, right? So there's always going to be a limit where we're at. We want to get comfortable with accepting where we're at and knowing that we have the ability to affect that change, but that wherever we're at, we can enjoy it. This is the type of thing that I help students with in private lessons and also in my group guided practice sessions on Zoom. If you would like to explore whether it's a good fit, go to my website, christianhouse.com, or reach out to me, chris@christianhouse.com, and I would love to explore with you best ways to possibly support you going forward. Please let me know how this exercise resonates for you and any takeaways you've got from it, and I look forward to hearing from you.